Hello everyone, I'm Surbhi, co-founder of Sort Easy, and today on the occasion of International Women's Day, we are organizing our first webcast ever. And for this occasion, I have two special guests with me, Sapna Saxena and Sugandha Singh. So welcome to the webcast, Sapna and Sugandha. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thanks, Surbhi. Yeah, thanks, Surbhi, for having us.
So today, I would like to take this opportunity to know more about Sapna and Sugandha's journey in the food industry. They have been pursuing their passion, their career, and also we will delve deeper into the theme which we are having today, which is acknowledging the unsung heroes of kitchen and the changing tides. So we will talk about the challenges women face in their professional settings, managing the household chores, especially the kitchens, and also we will talk about how the dynamics are changing, how people started to acknowledge that it's a shared responsibility, and as a society, as a family, as an individual, what kind of awareness, what we can contribute to increase that awareness to bring that change. So first of all, I would like to introduce our guests. So Sugandha is a corporate turned full-time baker, and her journey started with baking as a hobby, which grew to a full baking profession. And she curates recipes which are, seeing the demand, which are vegan, sugar-free, and healthy desserts. And all of her recipes are wonderful, tremendously beautiful looking, and all of she uses very easy cooking techniques so that the newer generation, people with all skills, can have healthier desserts at home. And she goes with her brand name Bake Diaries by Sugandha. And talking about Sapna, she's a corporate and she has a successful food blog, Aroma of My Kitchen, which is in a way her dedication of her passions towards food and cooking. And since childhood, she was inspired by her mother. She used to cook for them, and she has been inspired by her baking skills. And she grew up watching cooking shows, especially Sanjeev Kapoor's cooking show. And now she is a mother of a beautiful daughter. And in fact, her husband himself is a amazing chef. So these are like really interesting journeys, and I would really love to hear about how have been your journey so far. Sugandha, I would like to ask you that since you have switched to your career from corporate to full-time baking, so what was your motivation to do behind that?
Actually, I was pretty content with my corporate career. I mean, I studied for it, right? Like normally the Indian kids do. So I completed my engineering, then I did my MBA. And so once you do all of that, then obviously you have to land up in a job. That's the ultimate goal. So I worked in my corporate life for about 12 years. But then slowly, after you have been through many industries and companies, somehow I started realizing that I can't see myself doing the same thing for so long. I mean, it's been quite a long journey that I have completed here, but I was always looking out for something different. Like, I'm a creative person by nature, and my job was nowhere near being creative. It was like, very mundane.
Right.
So, and during that time, I mean, I had no initial background of baking as such. Nobody in my family did baking. But I used to Sapna, I used to watch these MasterChef shows. And I always had a penchant for desserts. I always wanted to try different desserts, like as an eating, not making. So ultimately, that led to my interest develop in baking a bit. I tried my first cake and I failed miserably at it because I didn't know anything at all. Yeah. But my husband still appreciated me, and he said, next time we'll try next time. So I think that kind of gave me my little push to try, and then slowly and gradually I started baking. And I used to take my baked goodies to my office and feed all my friends and cubicle mates. Everybody liked it. So ultimately, I think over a period of 2 to 3 years, I developed the skill of baking, and then I started selling them professionally as in. But since I was working full time, so it was very difficult to manage both of the things. So I used to do it over the weekends itself. Mm-hmm. So if a birthday falls on weekend, then I can bake for them. Otherwise, I'm not available during the week. So then once I found that people are actually interested in buying what I'm making, they are ready to pay money for that. Mm-hmm. And obviously this is where my passion lies. Ultimately, I work towards it. So then finally I decided about 3.5 years back that, okay, now I want to, just switch altogether completely to a different stream. That's when I took the decision and I left my job. And I thought I'll give it a try. I'll take a break since I've been working for so long. So I thought I'll give myself 6 to 7 months and see where I'm at. Now, those 6 to 7 months have long gone by, and I'm still here baking. So, yes, the journey has been wonderful, especially when you do day in and day out something that you actually love to do. So it doesn't feel like work anymore. And my folks, my husband, all have been very, supportive throughout. So I never faced any challenge in that aspect. But yes, like everything in life, it comes with a certain set of challenges, especially when you are drawing, salary by the end of the month. So that definitely the financial aspect takes a hit when you are doing something on your own. And like any other thing, it takes a lot of time to build up your brand. So slowly and gradually, I'm working towards it. So yeah, that's been
a very inspiring story in a way that you actually decided to pursue your passion. I think it's a bold step. So that's very inspiring. And Sapna, I would like to hear from you that you have been managing your career, you are managing a successful blog, and also you are, managing your family all well. So how do you set up the balance, and what kind of challenges you have faced in the journey so far?
No, first of all, I mean it's a very encouraging thing for Sugandha because it takes really lot of courage to quit your career when you're drawing a good salary, to quit your monthly salary and then finally dedicate yourself for something which you aspire for. So I really hats off to Sugandha for taking that step. So for me, my career, the job what I'm doing is equally important. Why? Because my career involves a lot of writing, which was always a passion for me. Reading and writing was always a passion for me. And it just happened that, during this 1 year lockdown actually gave me a chance to, start writing about the food. So if you see my blog or if you see me on Instagram, you will find that my food is the basic food which I wanted to tell people that it's easy. It's not that even if you're a bachelor, you need to go out. Just try something, start cooking something for yourself. So this is how my blog started, Aroma of My Kitchen. And managing is difficult because when you work for 13-14 hours in corporate, when you have responsibilities over there in office and at the same time dedicating your time to write, so it's really challenging. But yes, I think the support system should be very important for you, be it from your partner, be it from your parents, be it from your child. That's something important. And I'm really lucky enough that my parents are super supportive for me. And my husband, because he is from the same industry, he is a chef, so he know what challenges or what actually inspire you to opt this as a career. So he is a biggest support for me always. When he was my boyfriend, he was my friend, and then he became my husband. So I mean, that's something very important, and that every partner should inspire their wives to do, not only with food but anything what they inspire, the wives actually aspire for. So I think that's very important. And yes, challenges will always be there, whether it's today or tomorrow, for a woman when they are, supporting house in way of earning, or supporting their children and husband. So challenges would be there. It's just that we have superpowers and we handle everything all well.
Right. And you have very rightly said that the support system plays a very, very crucial role.
Yes.
So as you have pointed out, that challenges will always be there. So let's get deeper into the topic, that what kind of biases women face in the professional setting. So as we can see, since centuries, women have been taken the front seat. Our grandmothers and mothers, some of them have been dedicatedly, taking care of the family, being homemakers. They have been the pillar and the support system of their families. But now the times are changing, especially for the, urban middle class and above households, where women are also pursuing their careers. But still the stigma that the household chores and taking care of the children, this stigma has still been attached to the women, and the gender specific roles have been still, the mindset is still revolving. So because of that, especially talking about the pandemic, the workload has in fact additionally been increased. Because of all that everyone is staying at home, the entire family is expecting them to work from home as well as manage the kitchen and manage all the family members. In fact, in some cases, the performance of women in the work settings has been slipped, and in some cases, they have to leave the job. So, did you see any example, like you have heard of your stories from someone that they have to leave their jobs, and specifically because of pandemic, what kind of challenges have arise in the professional aspect?
I have had, not exactly as of leaving the job, but I have had a friend with whom I talked to her during the lockdown days, and she sounded exhausted,
Right.
because she is working full time. She has two kids. She is living with her in-laws. So she is taking care of everything. So obviously when you're working, so it's not like that, you can leave your just work half day and then you can leave the rest of the day to fulfill your other duties. You have to sit there in front of your laptop like your husband and do the work for all 9 or 10 hours. And especially when you're working from home, then those hours seem to extend and extend. You can't say no to a call if there is a call at, let's say, 8 or 9 in the night. So she definitely sounded very, very exhausted, and she was like, I'm just tired of being termed as a superwoman. That's the term she used. I'm not a superwoman. I'm just a person. I'm just a simple woman. I'm trying to fulfill everything. But then this constant pressure of, with the kids being around, with your own in-laws expecting you to, do certain things that you were doing it, or whatever. So it becomes really difficult. It actually became very difficult for women during the lockdown, I would personally say, unless and until you had a very supportive spouse who was, equally performing the duties along with you. But I don't think so. All of us are that lucky in that sense. I think still a majority percentage of the husband, they would help you sometime, in and around with 1 or 2 tasks, but the majority, the onus of the responsibility still lies with the women of the house.
Right.
So yes, it
In
was.
fact, I would like to point out one data that society does not even acknowledge the amount of unpaid work, the work we consider the women who take the responsibility of care and work at home. So it's like it adds up to 12.5 billion hours per day, which is equivalent to 1.5 people working for 8 hours every single day without any pay. So that is the extent of work women are having on their shoulder, and society does not even acknowledge it.
Absolutely.
No, so that's actually there, because when lockdown started, people were like, okay, now you people would be working from home, so it would be easy. But people didn't realize that it's not work from home; it's work for home as well.
Right.
So now when you are working, out of your home for certain number of hours, you just, lose the focus from home and concentrate on your work. But when you are working from home, this doesn't happen, because you need to get up for cooking, because you didn't had any household support as well. You need to cook, you need to do grooming of your house, you need to do everything for your kid, for your husband. And in my case, my husband was chef. He was, not even a single day he was working from home. So every time he was, stepping out for office. So for me, it was very challenging initially, because I was all alone with my daughter, sorting everything, being cleaning of house or cooking, and then taking care of your work as well. But again, yes, like as Sugandha told that, her friend was telling herself as woman, superwoman. But I think it's correct in certain way, because at the end, the woman during this lockdown actually should be complimented with superwoman. Why? Because doing everything on the own and sorting it out was very important, which every woman realized and did. So hats off to each and every woman who actually managed this 1 year of lockdown, working for home, working from home, sorting out everything. So hats off to each and every woman, I would say.
Very rightly said. Very, very rightly said. Hats off to the women to be a superwoman. And these are unprecedented times. No one expected that 2020 is going to be like that. But women was adaptive to the change, and they really showed a lot of courage. Sapna and Sugandha, since you have been a part of this industry and you have been seeing, managing house, and what part of it, what extent of it occupies kitchen. What extent, like you every day you have to think about what I should cook based on people's preferences, managing the groceries, and also then the cooking part. So are the family members supportive in that aspect, that okay, family members are willing to share the responsibility of cooking, and how much extent is the kitchen management comes into play for the entire household management? So what challenges people specifically face in kitchens?
So, I mean, challenges is just that you need to figure it out for a week. You know, earlier it wasn't like that, but now because you have challenges with everyone, I would say like it's very important to plan your week. You know, when you have your offs on weekends, it's important to sort out from Monday to Friday what things needs to be done. So just sort it out on your weekends what cooking is required. So I actually plan like for a week for my blog, I just plan what I need to cook, what I need to shoot, what I need to click, and what I need to write. So I dedicate my weekends only for this. And as I said, yes, the support system should be there. So luckily I'm having that support system which is giving me time to sort my weekends for the coming week. So this is how I think the planning plays a very important role at this point of time when you have so many things on your shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Planning definitely helps a lot. And I think this is especially when you do not have a lot of support with you. So, along with planning, I think, for example, making you don't need to go all and out on your meals every time. So we should also learn to kind of restrain ourselves on making cooking a full-fledged meal or something. Maybe something like a simple cook that comes together quickly, or something plan ahead meals, something that you can just work on in the night, and then in the morning the breakfast within like 10-15 minutes it's ready. So I think all of these quick meals, quick recipes, they do come to our rescue from time to time. And as Sapna said, that it's very important to have I think it's very important to include your family members also in your meal planning. They are also equally part of that process. Make it fun. Make it fun with your kids, involve them, ask them, or even your husband try to divide the responsibilities in your kitchen a little, see what he's comfortable with, even if he can help out in some of the tasks. And I think it will definitely help the women a lot. So yes, so managing it properly in terms of planning and meal ahead preparation, it's very important.
Right.
Correct. And when, if, even if someone like, not everybody have that support system as earlier Sugandha pointed, then I would really said like as suggested by her, just make it fun. Even if you're all alone cooking in your kitchen, just make it fun for yourself as well. Try introducing new things, try playing with the ingredients, because India is full of the ingredients where you can just play with them. So start playing with your food, introducing your ideas, wear your idea cap, and just go and just do what you want to do in your kitchen. Just make it a fun activity.
Right, right. So a great point, Sugandha. And talking about the changing tides, that as you were talking about the support system, that involving family members is crucial, the partners, it's very crucial, and now they're also willing to come forward and share the responsibility. But one thing which is of concern is that previously the generation used to be trained in certain aspects. They used to carry a lot of knowledge. They had that cognitive burden. But now, since the newer generation, the modern times, we have been a lot busier in our lifestyles. And I don't think we have sufficient knowledge about, the grocery as much as our grandmothers and mothers used to have. So now, since both the spouses share more or less equal amount of knowledge, again the burden falls on the women, that it's your fault, that okay, you have to figure out, even though you're unskilled, you are equally busier. So in that case, what should be something which we can do as a team, as a family unit, to tackle that problem of having less knowledge and still sharing the responsibility, having equal skills? In what ways we can learn managing the kitchens well, cooking well? So what kind of steps we can take?
Survi, I think that at this point of time in today's era, we have much more access to internet, where we can make our things easy. Earlier, it wasn't there. The communication wasn't there. Communication with your parents, with your with your grandparents wasn't there. So it was difficult for a woman earlier because they were learning everything on their own. But now I mean, you can just not learn with your parents. You have access to everything. So that depends how well you are utilizing the technology these days. That's very important. So I mean, I feel that if I'm all alone and I don't have any knowledge about cooking, I still feel that, you know, there are so many videos there on internet. There are so many blogs coming up from making a simple khichdi to the most complicated dish. We have access to everything. It's just that you need to be confident enough how you can create your dish. So that's what I feel. Again, I feel that the confidence and playing with things you should have. Start utilizing the ideas, start utilizing the technology what we have. And I don't think nothing is very difficult for everything. Just make simple meal. Make a simple meal of yourself. Just make a dal rice or everything, and I think things should be managed. It is difficult for sure. Not everybody sail on the same boat. It is difficult, but you need to amend your own boat how you want to sail.
Yeah, that's a great point. Leveraging technology, and now we have much more leverage to access technology and see a lot of videos. A lot of knowledge has been out there. So that is very correctly pointed out.
And I think this is at this point where the apps like Sortizy definitely comes to the rescue, you know, of people who want to look for different recipes. So so as Sapna said, the venues are available at our feet like never before. There are many of us who made, I think even we as a family made so many of cuisines from across the world just by looking at the recipes, when we had time. So it's just about how well do you utilize the resources that are available to you. And I think it's way easier now to, try and learn something.
Right.
So,
yes. Yeah. True. Because you don't have to be dependent, even like resources, as you said, we don't have to be dependent upon going to market and buying it. When you have the technology so advanced where okay, what you need to make, what ingredients you need, what utensils you need to make it, and everything just on a click, you can order it and it's there at your home. I think that is one of the most wonderful gift what technology has given to us, and we should definitely utilize it.
Right.
Absolutely.
So convenience, the technology is offering us unprecedented convenience. And
Yeah.
as the supplier pointed out, we should be confident enough to utilize the resources and the tech which is out there at this moment. We have discussed about a lot of topics. So now let's talk about that as the times are changing. But as I pointed out that we as an individual, as a family, as a society have this responsibility to create more awareness for this change. So what are the points which we can have, Sugandha pointed out that as a family, we can start cooking together. And we should also acknowledge the fact that women do a lot of hard work, and these are gender neutral courses. These are not gender specific courses. So what are the things which we can do at a family level, at a individual level, and in general as a society?
I think, any change that we want to happen on a big scale, it basically starts from your home. I think I personally feel that. So like I mentioned before, and as you reiterated, that it has to come from your family. But I think even from the family, before coming from the family, it has to come from yourself. So if I do feel stressed, if I'm not, really happy, if I'm overworked all the time, then I need to speak up first. So that has to be, it's an individual's responsibility to, express that, okay, this is what I'm feeling, I need help. Mm-hmm. So you need to come out in the open and ask for help. Sometimes that's all that's required. Mm-hmm. Then obviously, involving everybody in your family, trying to make meal prep, trying to, include them in the course, making it as a fun activity. So that is definitely important. And I think another thing is that as a, society, or rather more as a women, we often are very, sometimes quite judgmental in passing the judgment to other women. I think we all are in the same boat somewhere or another. So that support from our women community has to come. We should definitely judge less and show empathy more. So usually what happens is that we are very quick to judge. I mean, not only women, but anybody in the society, they are very quick to judge any working woman as being too ambitious. You know, if they're working out, they are too ambitious. If they are at home, then they are too domesticated. So we should not kind of use these labels to judge the women, and rather form like a support system that we are here for you in case you face any problem. Because obviously if there is a problem or issue that the women is facing, I think the best support system can come from a woman who can understand the same situation. So I think that is also most important.
True. I mean, we are the best medicine for ourselves. So it all depends. I mean, the communication plays a very important role. Even like it's a normal human being tendency. We at times do stress out. So I personally feel, and that's what every woman should actually, have that control about your emotions, and that will come only when you start speaking to yourself. Start writing your points when you feel stressed. Start communicating to your friends, to your family, to anyone around you. So that communication is very important, because unless and until you will speak up, you will not speak up your mind, things will never get in control. So speaking, communication, and control about your emotions are very important for any woman. Start creating that communication. Even if you do not have anybody around you to communicate, start communicating to yourself, because that's sometimes I do. Because like when I finish my job at around 10:30 at night, I gather everything, that power. Because when you write whole day up in your office, and then you gain that energy to write about your blog, I speak to myself for at least 15-20 minutes, and that's very important. Have your Me time is very important for anyone, not even for a woman or for a male. It's important for anyone, being a child also. Have that me time for yourself. Whenever you feel you can do it, just have that me time, talk to yourself, and I think things would be the way Surbhi and Sugandha pointed out. We can do it for sure.
Right. And in addition to your point, Sapna, that as you have pointed out, that we should communicate with ourselves, open to our ideas. And I think as a women, we should also be open to, men taking up the responsibility, sharing the responsibility. I mean, we should not be reluctant and should not resist the initial thing, It's like you're not accepting someone is coming and sharing the responsibility. You're facing additional burden of managing them. And okay, you will make a mess. But we should also be open to that idea.
Do not micromanage.
No, I was about to actually add that. Yes, I was about to add that when your partner wants to do something in kitchen, don't stop. अरे, let them do. करने दो उनको यार. मतलब बनाने दो चाय, करने दो उन्हीं को साफ. I mean, don't take that responsibility कि उन्होंने चाय बनाई है, kitchen गंदा किया, then you have to clean. No, give them that habit. If you are creating the mess, you need to clean your mess as well. So that's something very important. Very good point, Surbhi, I would say.
So we are like known for our patience in general, but I think in this aspect also we should show some patience in them.
True.
It's like we have a certain way of doing things. So when somebody comes along and does it in a different way, it's sometimes difficult to, accept that. So we are like, nahi, aise nahi, you have to do it that way. So we should be accepting enough. Okay, work is getting done. That's the main goal there.
Yes. And change starts with you. You need to have that change start with yourself, and they will surely apt to that. They had to apt to your change. So create that change in yourself, and they will surely give their contribution to the change.
Right, correct. And one more thing in this regard, in addition to that, since I was talking about the skill set, that okay, now we have to be our own trainers. We have to leverage the technology, and this is not just for women. This is for everyone, every individual. So they should empower themselves. That okay, if some male partner, some person is learning cooking, people should not judge them. Okay, this male is like more towards cooking and he's domesticated. Again, as Sugandha pointed out, that we should not put labels or judge anyone. And it's about a skill that you are literally helping yourself out. Cooking good food is skill. You're learning an art, and you can cook for yourself, for your families. So in that aspect also, we should not judge, especially the males, if they are more towards this, home cooking.
Yeah, absolutely. Very fair point. I mean, cooking is it's not gender specific, right? Like any other skill in life, it's basically a skill that anybody can acquire. And I think we should, in this media, in this age of social media, we should put across such examples of men actually working out in the kitchen, helping out, because that definitely spreads a positive word. And we are all encouraged by social media or pushed by social media in some way or the other. So I think that will be definitely worth spreading around.
Right.
Good example, actually.
Yeah, true. And I think we have so many men who are examples that even men can cook and contribute to kitchen. So don't stop them. Let them do. Maybe it's not a therapy for them like us, but they have to have to that change. So let them do it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So it was a wonderful, wonderful discussion, Sapna and Sugandha. It was great knowing your journeys, and we have discussed from the challenges women have faced, managing the household chores, then during the pandemic, how they have been a super women, even though sometimes they get exhausted by the title. Then we have discussed how they can, plan their meals and manage their kitchens better, leverage the technology. Every individual should empower themselves, learning the skill. And also we have discussed that as a society, change starts from ourselves. So communication, support system, and all of this matters. And as a society, we should acknowledge these efforts women have been putting forward, and develop an infrastructure and support altogether. So it was wonderful knowing your thoughts, and I would like to
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Same here. It was wonderful meeting Sugandha as well. Like I have spoken to Survi, but Sugandha, it was a wonderful. Why? Because when you share few thoughts and when such inspiring things comes out, you get more motivated for your future. So thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
Feeling
Yes.
is mutual.
Yes.
thank you so much for joining me, Sapna. Thank you so much, Sugandha.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Survi. Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us. Yes.